In today's story, we're going over a chilling, Jake's Scary Unusual personal story. You guys are not going to want to miss this one. I have a lot in store for you in this video. Guys, if you liked it, leave a like. If you want to comment, leave a comment. And definitely don't forget to subscribe. I hope everyone enjoys. Grab some popcorn, sit back, let me know what you think at the end. It was an early 2000s summer night when I was a teenager, and me and my mother decided to go walk up my grandmother's house. So when we got up there, we went in, we had some dinner, we hung out, chit-chatted, my grandmother, my uncle, all that, my grandfather, cousins. We were all having a good time, telling stories and everything. They have a deck off the back of their kitchen. So we went on that deck. It was, at that time, mind you, it was past dinner time. It was in the summer. So it was around 7, 8 p.m., so it was still light out a little bit. But I was personally looking out back into the bushes and the tree line. And I seen something kind of back there. And I remember this very fondly, like there was something there. And it was like staring back at me. And I went inside, I went to get someone and told them, I said, hey, there's something out there. There's something in the backyard staring back at me. It was absolutely horrific. It was some type of creature or entity. I couldn't really put my finger on exactly what it was. But when I was looking back there, I was looking back into the tree line. I did see it. But then it started moving away. It started quickly running. It looked like it was on all fours. But it had a hunchback, something like a Wendigo or something. But I'm not nearly sure, or necessarily sure, exactly to what it was. So we just continued talking inside the house after I got done explaining to everyone what was out there, what I saw. I come back in, I'm talking to everyone, we're having a good time. It's starting to get later. Now it's around 8 p.m. It's around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a summer night. So you know it's still light out. It hasn't gotten dark yet. We keep on talking, and then eventually, me and my mother, we decide to walk home. Instead of driving, even after everything I saw that day, everything I did that day, and everything that happened, we still decided to walk home. And by that time, it was 9 p.m. It was already getting dark. It was basically dark at that point. So we continue to chat, and then we head out. We're like, bye, everyone, have a great day, have a great night. So we continue to start walking down the hill. As we're going down the hill, we're looking off to our right. Now, mind you, there's houses on both sides of this hill. It's a steep hill my grandmother lives on. So off to the right, there's a lot of forest. There's a lot of stuff going on off to the right. And you can see something back in the distance with its glowing red eyes. And I am personally freaked out, not sure what it is and all that. And I tell my mother, I'm like, there's something in there. There's clearly something in the woods. And we're freaked out. We continue to walk quicker. You can hear it moving and rustling really deeply inside the bush. Like it's like starting to dig or something. Like maybe it found something. Or maybe it's getting ready to come out and chase us. You don't know what it could be doing back there. So we continue to walk down the hill. We make a left. We go down the hill again. There's two hills. So there's a bigger hill, and then it makes a left turn, and then it goes down another big hill. We're going down the street, down at the bottom of the second big hill. We're walking down it. It's the back road, we call it. We continue to walk down that back road. We're on the left side at this point. There's sidewalk on the left, nothing on the right, except forest. There's all forest on the right side of the street. So we're walking down, and there's a bank. There's a bank quite a little bit of distance down the way. So we're on the side of the bank, and we're looking across the street, across the way, and you could see this figure. It is making these really disturbing noises. I can't explain what it is, but it is absolutely horrific. It is ghastly. The noises this thing is making. I don't know what creature it is. I don't know what type of entity it is, Who knows what it is? Is it a skinwalker? Is it something else? I had no idea, nor did my mother. We had no clue what this thing is, but we were second guessing ourselves at this point why we even took this walk. We should have never even went down there. We should have never even did this. So we're continuing to walk, and we're like, now we're speeding up because this thing is right on our tail. It's off on the right side of the street in the woods. This creature, this entity that is literally coming towards us at this point. You can see it coming down the hill. It's old culm banks in my local town. And you can see them, and you can see it crystallize, right? It's because it's culm, it's shiny, there's some coal left in it. And you can hear it rustling and getting down and coming off the culm. And we're moving quicker, and there it is, it's coming. But then it just stops there. It just does this weird, disturbing look. It's like all hunched over, and it just looks so disturbing. It looks disgusting. I didn't know what it was. But like I said earlier in the video, it looked like a Wendigo or something. A real cryptid. Did we actually have a real cryptid in our local woods? That's what I want to know. That's the reality I was trying to face at the time. It was no Bigfoot, but I'm sure, and I know for a fact that I know people that have seen it, that have seen Bigfoot in this local area. So we're continually moving quicker past this bank, and there's just like pond down on the left side past the bank. And you can feel this sense of something else potentially on our left side. Fortunately, we're looking up to our left, we see nothing. But you can see and you can hear this thing making more noises on our right side again. On the other side of the road, where that little bridge is, the water goes underneath, and it's coming, and then it crosses the bridge. And we're moving quicker. We're on the left side of the road, remember? And as we're going down, you can see it going through the yards. Now, mind you, this is a very sparsely populated area up in this region of the town, locally next to my town. We're going down the road, the back road at this point, okay? And it's continually following us, and we're moving quicker and quicker and quicker. And we're trying to get as fast as we can back to our town where there's street lights and stuff like that, because it's very sparsely lit where we were at the time. So it's coming off the mountain, and it's just following us. It's making these creepy noises, like I said. It was hunched over and just disgusting in every way. It walked and moved. And it made these ghastly sounds. I mean, like I said, I may be repeating some of these things, but it was just so traumatizing at the time that it made these noises and it did these disturbing movements. But I'm just trying to emphasize that feeling I had, those chills going down my spine, the disturbing senses it gave off. It's something that you do not want to experience personally. Having these cryptid or entity type beings following you as you're walking home in the summer night, mind you, while it's dark. At this point, it was 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we're going down the street, and here it is, yet again, still following us. Now, at this point, from when I first originally said we saw this thing on the right side of the road, as soon as we came off the hill, there it was at the bottom on the right side, sitting off in the woods with its red eyes, all hunched over. Down we were at this point. We only had about a half a mile to go. So we're continually walking, we're at this point, we're praying, we're hoping this thing goes away. It definitely wasn't a wolf. It didn't sound like a wolf. It didn't look like a wolf. And it certainly didn't act like a wolf. It was a different type of predatorial sense it had. This different type of stance it had that no one really understood. Especially me and my mother. Because when we explained this story later on, no one had any idea on what it was or what it was doing. We don't even know what this creature was. But it was prowling. It was getting closer. It was making disturbing and type of noises coming down the back road on the right side. So as we're getting closer to home, we're going up this hill. You can see it's still off. There was an old coal breaker, a really old coal breaker building that was there that got torn down, but the mine entrances around that area were still open. So I'm thinking to myself at this time, is this thing living in the mines, the old mines with the rusty tracks and the creaking walls and all the wooden beams, because that's what's really going on underground these mines. We had a flood back in the day that flooded these mines. And, some miners got trapped down there, unfortunately. It is sad. But does this thing have a family of them down there? How many of these things are potentially living in these mines that we don't know about, that come out at night and prey on people? That I don't know. But all I remember is that night, it was also extremely lit up that night. This thing knew that. It knew that we saw it. It was that confident coming out of its slumber or out for feeding time. Because who knows what it's feeding on? Who knows what it's going after? Is it going after other animals? Is it going after humans? It was trying to sense or maybe square us up to try and get us to kind of see where we're at and what we're going to do and react. Maybe it was guarding its territory. I don't know. But it was doing something really strange. It was just a really weird entity that we encountered. And I never want to encounter it again. This thing was following us that whole time. That whole 30, 40-minute walk, that whole time, that thing was on the right side. And you can make it out as it's just there. It's like this gray being that's hunched over, all disturbed and distorted. It was just disturbing. It was on so many levels, something I did not want to encounter ever, nor would I want anyone else to ever encounter that such thing. So we make it back home. Thankfully, this thing did stop following us once we got to the coal breaker, where it was. Now, mind you, the coal breaker was demolished, but it was in that area it lived. It's like it was this creature that guarded the back mountain area in this region. It was very disturbing. And mind you, this was in northeast Pennsylvania, right? So there's a lot of things that happened in NEPA. There's a lot of things, a lot of creatures, a lot of events, a lot of historical stuff there. So you never know what might have came out of the ground or may have migrated there. There's a lot of miners back then. Did this thing feed off of people? What did it do? That's what we don't know. We don't know. Did this thing come from space? Is this thing a mutated creature from a government program? We will never know. Is this just a cryptid or is this something biblical? We don't know. It could be anything. It could be 1,000,001 things. But guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It is certainly a lot to unpack in a video. And yes, I know I was exaggerating some things in a sense when it was coming to what it was doing and stuff. But when you're actually experiencing it and then you have to tell it again, you could feel that exaggeration. But it's real exaggeration. It was really there. You had those feelings, right? So if you liked the video, please give it a like. I appreciate it. Definitely share it. If you have people that would be into this types of scary, unusual, chilling content, that is what my channel is focused on. And guys, please subscribe if you haven't. 80% of you aren't subscribed. It'd be a great help, and it's much appreciated. Guys, have a fantastic night. Everyone, have a great day, and stay safe.